As you can see, I got my boy a new Filmic remote up and running. Let's sit that right there. So now, here's the deal, right? Today is Sunday, which is planning Sundays. So you know what I do on Sundays? I write out the plan for the week. Now I know that I hadn't wrote out a real super detailed plan, but I wrote something for the next week. And I do that on Sundays. Should I be doing it every day? Of course, it should be in my time block for every single day. Should I have a time block for work, time block from home? But since that muscle's not strong enough yet, never been a big time planner, I decided to just go ahead and just do it on Sundays. So, woke up this morning, didn't get a chance to read my Bible today, but I did catch a couple of great sermons. And before I go to bed, I'm going to make sure that I read my Bible today because I want to read it every single day, at least a chapter to put some good stuff in. And then what I did today was they were really talking about several different things, and I can't even think of them right now. But at the time, they was fantastic. You know, I had my boy TD Jakes. He was on this morning, and he was definitely talking about purpose. A lot of stuff was kind of purpose driven. That's what I've been listening to for the last couple of days. It's been kind of popping up as a theme, trying to figure out, what your purpose is, what my purpose is, what do I want it to be. And Pastor's doing a series on discovering your purpose. But me personally, man, I kind of know what the purpose is, right? To a certain extent on how to get into it. What they was talking about, I tell you what, this was Pastor Van from the worship channel. Somebody told me to kind of switch over to him. And he was talking about sowing and reaping. He one of my favorite verses was he who waters is also watered. But it also said another one, it's in Proverbs, he who helps, I don't know if it's helps was the word, I think it was more like service or something like that, is also helped or service. He um, say, first give, then it will be given, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Now he expounded on that. He said, now the scripture said, now it will be given. He didn't say what will be given. Most people think about money. Say, I'm not talking about money. If y'all could just catch on to that. He say, whatever you sold, whatever you give, whatever it is, it will be given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. So whether it's your time, whether it's your love, whether it's your money, resources, your talents, whatever it is, sow it. So it made me think what Pastor was always saying, if you have a need, sow a seed in that need. So his classic example that he had was that, let me see, his classic example was, okay, they're in a building project for the church. Didn't have enough money. He said, but here's another church. He said, what I need to do is find another church in a building project and then help donate this money to help them finish their building project. They're sowing a seed in the same general area of the need that I'm looking for. So that's the same thing. Like I was telling my son, I say, look, I know you're looking for somebody to help you to uh, hire you. Why don't you hire somebody? See that, how that kind of go down the chain? Because you at a level higher than the next guy, and you look for somebody higher than you to do the thing to you. Pastor say you should do the thing to them first. And of course, that's been a hard thing because, most people say, man, how can I hire somebody? I ain't got no money. I don't have, how can I'm not a business, but just going and sowing that seed or help somebody get their project off the ground. You're trying to get your project off the ground, help them get their project off the ground first. But as you know, we've been just kind of trained to be, I'm going to get mine off the ground first, then I can help somebody else get theirs off the ground. That works, right? It's a fine line in there. It's a fine line, that's why I'm mad. It's a fine line. as far as working at. So that was one of the things that he kind of took off the day. Then I also kind of did a go for no face, and I wanted to go ahead and finish up a project in the kitchen of tiling this windowsill. So I just took the time to kind of do that. I'm probably about 99.9% done. Wife has already given me the okay on the grout, which would be the darkest color out there. That's the last thing we got to do besides grouting and caulking. But there's a couple of other few areas in there. I want to squeeze a little bit, a few pieces of tile up in. So I'm going to take that time to do that as well, too. So also, too, man, I know, man, my daughter, we've been playing cash flow. And one of the things she had said in cash flow, she said, hey, look, we pulling these big deals and you getting these deals. How can we find these deals in real life? Then I go to work and then I look at my customer base, people that I've sold products to and that I've helped in the past. I say, wow, boom, it just hit me right then and there. I say, man, this game is awesome. It's just like real life. I keep saying it's just like real life because the way you get on those deals is by the people you're associating with and listening to and catching on to, but you got to be poised and ready because that's how one of my customers started his chain of oil change places, quick lube places. He said he was getting his oil changed, and one of his buddy worked at the place, and his buddy was talking. He said, "Look, boss man came to me with an opportunity, asked me that I want to, open up some stores, and I don't have the resources or the money. So I thought you may want to, get in on something like that." And he was like, man, I ain't got the resources. All I got is my retirement. Talked to his wife, and his wife was like, you know what, I don't know. So he took a risk, drawed out like $100,000 off his retirement, bought some land, and then put up one. The next thing you know, he got up to 15. He said, man, I came up on that. That was a big deal. That was an awesome deal. That was a big deal. But he picked that up. Not that he was out looking for investments, which he said he wasn't. He said he was just getting his oil changed. It's his neighbor, but he was poised and ready. That's the thing that we learned in the cash flow. So I'm really happy that we sitting down there. They're ready to go ahead and finish it now. They're ready to go ahead and finish. So I like spending that time with them on that. But the other thing I'm working on too is that me and my son getting together on this business, getting together on this on the area for him. Like I'm looking at, and I'm realizing that he ain't built the muscles up. See, most people ain't built the muscles up for that. So, but it could be beyond me, right? You know, I can only do so much. You put another iron in the fire. I'm just telling them, I just got to keep integrating with him every day to keep posting, keep putting his artwork out there. And then probably sit on these planning Sundays and go over some plans and some ideas. I look back over the week, just recapping over the week. I wasted some time. I still got some time being wasted. I still got some time leaks. I still got some things. Oh yeah, one of the things. Let me go ahead and tell you one thing. Man, I told you, came in yesterday, closed the Shopify. It's closed. Now tomorrow, I need to open up the true website. That's what I got to do. I got to open that up. And that's what I'm gonna do. That's been a thing on me for the last year. And it's just one of these things that once you've invested so much time into it, money into it, you don't want to cut it off, even though you know you should. It's something about investing so much time and having to start over. That's what the ego does. That's what these 66-day challenges is back here on this wall back here. Because once you get the ego involved, it don't want to let go. And once you can get that habit built up, it don't want to let go. Even when you know you want to let it go, it don't want to let go. And that's what you want. So you might as well go ahead and form some good habits. Because once you form, even if you want to kind of lounge back a little bit, you can't. It's hard to kind of let them go. So that's where I'm at right now. It's a lot of things in the fight. Seems a little pressing right now this time of year. I don't know if it is. Still working on getting this proper sleep and energy. I think I got a lead in on some of that as well. But the main thing is just continue to focus. Tomorrow's going to be Matthew chapter 7. Asking and is giving. I'm going to be asking some serious big questions. Keep asking questions. I know the answers came and I have not acted on all the answers, but I should not feel guilty and stop asking. Because sometimes, they kind of play a role in your mind. You be like, you know what? I already asked that question and you still ain't done nothing with it. And then when it come up again, you don't want to bring it back up because you feel kind of guilty on the inside. Go ahead and ask it anyway. That'll be my no for today. That'll be my no. Or it'll be just reiteration because I know it'll come around every single Monday. I got to ask the questions. I got to look in. I got to dig back in. So even if my symbiote wipes it from my memory, and I'm totally, just forgot about it. But I know that I put some things in place, a trigger, that I know that on Monday, I got to come back to that question. Then on Tuesday, guess what? I got to come back to the one thing. And on Wednesday, I'm seeking again, back in that word. I'm trying to get more word in me. I don't know if you noticed, I'm trying to get a little bit more word in me. If I can get there, because I know that's good stuff. All these things is good stuff. And I'm going to keep building upon that until I got me just a nice little cycle going of strengthening and training and strengthening and building and helping and training and strengthening. It should be that every single day, 1% better. Looking at weight, because you know what, I had said this a little while ago. My son-in-law was lifting weights and I was trying to get to the one thing, just freshly got into the one thing about having a purpose, knowing what the goal is or what you're trying to do. And I asked him, I said, I know you're lifting weights, you're getting stronger. How do you know when you arrive? I was pressing him hard on that. He said, well, I don't really have it. I just want to get stronger. Now, coming back full circle on that thing, that's a good idea. I never know when I'm gonna need it, but getting stronger can't be a bad thing. You see what I'm saying? It's a core habit. Another one of my customer parts of me was at work. New guy just started out, didn't know none of the tricks of the trade. I wouldn't say tricks of the trade. Was not trained. He wasn't learned. Didn't know any type of skills. I said, so what's your plan? If one thing you got to do, fresh in the way, you got to have a plan. He said, oh yeah, hey, really, I don't have a plan, man. I'm just gonna get after it. That's my plan, getting after it. And I said, man, well, you gotta have a plan, man. Just getting after that ain't really a true plan. But then I go back and think, right? The go for no, right? That's when I started diving in the go for no. The go for no is getting after it. I said, well, shoot, they was just saying you can have a wonderful plan, but if you ain't coupling that with getting after it, then the guy that's getting after it was gonna make the more success than the guy with the excellent plan and not getting after it. So I say, you know what? Like I got to get after it. And that's what I'm doing. And the reason we don't get after it more often, I'm thinking in my term is because you got too many irons in the fire. You can't focus. It's too much stuff to get after. What? Get after what? What should I get after? It's too much stuff. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the new websites coming up. I'm gonna make sure I take my time with that. I'm just gonna structure it up right, simple, clear, be impeccable with my word. Not gonna make assumptions. Not gonna take things personally, and I'm gonna do my best on it. I'm gonna set aside some time. I'm gonna plan some time. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna plan some time, and I'm gonna get after it. So you know what I'm gonna do. Now, for y'all just tuning in right now, let me go ahead and tell you what's happening. Do it to life, meaning knowing what it means, taking what I know how to do in the area of my life that I'm good at something and transplanting that over and doing it to the other part of my life that I'm not good at, but I want to see growth. I'm going to do it, which is what I know, to life, this life. Boom, do it to life. That's all it is. Transplant, transposing, copying, whatever you want to call it, but we're going to do it to it. You know what I'm going to do, so you know what you got to do. Do it to that like, do it to that thumbs up, do it to that subscribe, do it to that share, and do it to your life. Do it to it. Let's promote pretty good. I like it.